What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Land of Reckless Logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Let's get straight into this video because you already know what I'm here to talk about today. Let's get straight into it, y'all. Alrighty, y'all, so let's get straight into it. You guys already know what I'm here to talk about. As you can tell from the title of this video, I will be talking about Neo, and I would say like the cheating scandal, rumors, allegations that's been going on. Let me put my banner up right real quick. Bam, there we go. Hold on, where's my cup? I did all that and didn't even bring my water. Lord Jesus. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How are you guys feeling today? Hey, what's going on, CJ? CJ's daughter. Let me see. All right, so yeah, so with that being said, that's what I'm gonna get into. I actually got a low Wi-Fi connection right now, so just let me know if I'm glitchy or not, or something's going on. Just let me know, okay? What's going on, Taylor? All right, so with that being said, yes, let's get into Neo. But first things first, because I don't know the way that this commentary is gonna be swinging. So with that being said, I will be playing of course, I have to give out my warning. So let's give my fair use warning just in case I change my mind. I want to play some videos, and let's also let people know that I'm pretty sure I may just be cussing all throughout this mother.
I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allows is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, always constructive. Comment down below. News reporting, I guess that's what we doing. Teaching, hopefully y'all learn something. Scholarship, we ain't got no money. Education and research so you can get a nasty piece of degree, okay? Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Oh, God, Lord, let's get into it. Alrighty, y'all, so let me share my screen real quick. Alrighty, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I got a feeling I just might be triggered, but we're gonna see. Let's get into it. Alrighty, y'all, so this particular article, I'm gonna read an article just so I can try to get a little bit more details. It's brought to you by Hip Hop DX. Come on, Hip Hop DX. That's a cute little picture of them. Come on, they're giving out Versace and shit. I really don't know what brand it is. All right, so it's Neyo's wife officially files for divorce, claims single-fathered baby with another woman. All right, so this particular article, of course, is from Atlanta, Georgia. So it says, Crystal Smith, Neyo's wife of 6 years, has reportedly filed for divorce amid allegations he fathered a child with another woman. God damn it. According to TMZ, Smith filed the paperwork at an Atlanta courthouse on Monday, August 1st, saying their marriage is... irretrievable, broken with no hope for reconciliation. Smith, who has 3 children with the singer, alleges he just recently fathered a child with someone else. She lists their date of separation as July 22nd and says she's been tending to their children alone ever since. As part of the divorce, Smith is seeking primarily physical custody of their children, joint legal custody, child support, and alimony. Lord have mercy. All right, so this is what this is what Crystal looks like. Oh, she is pretty. She is. Is it gonna bring you more pictures? Please don't put me to please do not take me to Instagram. It's gonna. Okay, she looks stunning. Yes, ma'am. She looks stunning. She is beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Come on, and she's serving face and body. Come on, them roses look cute as hell. All right, so let me see. There's a princess inside all of us. Yes, ma'am. Okay, it says, Fist. Smith first aired out her issues with Neo in a since-deleted Instagram post shared on July 30th. It read, in part, 8 years of lies and deception. And keep in mind, I've seen this particular post, but however, I just didn't catch it. But I seen the post though. 8 years of lies and deception, 8 years of unknowingly sharing my life and husband with numerous of women who sell their bodies to him unprotected. Every last one of them. To say I'm heartbroken and disgusted is an understatement. To ask me to stay and accept it is absolutely insane. The mentality of a narcissist. And I quote, I will no longer lie to the public or pretend that this is something it isn't. I choose me. I choose my happiness and health and my respect. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord. All right, so it says, Neo responded the following day with a request to keep their marital issues private. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that's really just crazy to me. But however, he's about to take it a step further. Now it says, I quote, for the sake of our children, my family and I will work through our challenges behind closed doors. He wrote, personal matters are not meant to be addressed and dissected in public forums. I simply ask that you please respect me and my family's privacy at this time. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I seen it, because I'm about to stop sharing this for 2.5 seconds. Now, hopefully I'm not glitching, y'all. But when I seen this, I was like, no, maybe he's just, maybe, it's one of them things that's taken out of context. But however, as I was literally looking at different articles, where that bad boy at? Let me see if it's still up here. This mother really tweeted that. And I'm going to say it again. Let me say it again. For the sake of our children, my family and I will work through our challenges behind closed doors. Personal matters are not meant to be addressed and dissected in public forums. I simply ask that you please respect me and my family's privacy at this time. So, I'm about to go back and unshare this particular, because I just couldn't believe that he actually said that. I was like, I just know this motherfucker. But however, if niggas don't have one thing, they most definitely gonna have some audacity, and it's the selectivity within the niggatry. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to sharing that map because I wasn't done reading that. Bam, there we go. All right, so Neo later posted a video on his Instagram stories featuring an audio clip that goes, and I quote, even if you hear a bad story about me, first understand there was a time I was good to those people, but they won't tell you that. Sir, that's good that you were good to those people, because guess what? That should line up with your ethics and your morals. You should naturally want to be good to people because you will naturally want people to be good to you. Sir, we're not talking about the times that you were good. That's okay. But however, we're talking about this particular time. But I'm going to continue. Smith's divorce petition comes just 4 months after the couple renewed their vows and 6 years after they made their union official. Okay, so let's get into the BS. Let's just get into the BS. Because first of all, let me read this real quick. Reckless, something about that sell their bodies to him sends me. Years ago, he talked about having a sex addiction. Wonder if she really worked. If he really worked on it, because addiction is a motherfucker. I have no clue. I'm not gonna stick my face, my mouth, or anything on that in particular. Even though I'm saying that I just might do that, but I'm gonna say this. It's the audacity for me. Like, how can you? And I'm gonna stop sharing this because I want y'all to see my face when I say this. Here's the thing. It's the audacity for me. Once again, if y'all don't take any quote from me or anything that I say and y'all don't use it in your regular life, take this. If niggas don't have anything else, they most definitely are going to have some audacity. Because I cannot believe he sat up there and said, now allegedly he cheated on her. And keep in mind too, when he responded, he never denied it. Cheated on her, was married to her, renewed vows to her, had a baby on her, but yet you want privacy. And this goes to my point of what I usually say when people never want to have rules and regulations when it comes down to them doing their fuck shit. But however, they want to put rules and regulations on how you respond or rules and regulations on how you react. So my thing is this: you cannot sit up here and put out a tweet saying things like, oh, you guys need to respect me. And, from now on, we're going to work on our stuff behind the scenes. Why do you want the general public, especially since you're a celebrity and you know how media is when it comes down to celebrity, to the point it's like dehumanizing. They're all up in your business. They're disrespectful to your children. You can ask Blue Ivy, you can ask Baby North, you can ask all the celebrity children. They're disrespectful to your spouses, family members, and you expect the general public to have respect and show mercy. Some of us will, but a lot of them are not. They're going to drag you for filth. Now, let's just be very clear. Sir, you should not ask the general public to, quote unquote, and keep in mind, I'm about to use triggering language. Well, not really triggering, but it should trigger something in you if you know where I'm going with this. You should not ask the general public to, quote unquote, protect your family or protect the children when you allegedly weren't protecting your family or protecting the union with your family or protecting your children from the stuff that may just come out. And I got all these ads popping up. Yeah, going on. So here's the thing. It's like, at first, when stories like this come out, I kind of have everything with the benefit of the doubt. I always try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I always try to wait to the stories until the story develops. But then I noticed when him actually responding or anything, he never denied it. If anything, he kind of just hinted, because remember in the article, it literally said that on his IG post, he literally had an IG post, but then on his story, he had a song that kind of alluded to that it could be some truth. He never said it didn't. He just, it could be some truth. As in they would never admit when I was good to them. They would never say that. Keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing. They would never admit that. So you never actually said that it wasn't true. You never said these people lying on me. You never said that this you never said anything along the lines of, just because, you probably, I'm saying the best way I can word this. You never said something along the lines of things are not what they seem, or be careful what you see because you will be. You never say anything like that. So it's the audacity for me. So that's the reason why I believe that it could be true, because, baby, you mean to tell me you went out there and committed adultery? Girl, I sound old even using that word. Being involved in infidelity, and also both of you guys renewing your vows. And I believe you guys were together you're married for 6 years, together for 8 years, but renewing your vows. And you guys making an executive decision to be in a mono relationship, which means that I belong to you, you belong to me. We're companionship. We're going to do this together, and not an open relationship. And you violate that, and then now you're surprised that your spouse is blasting you to the world. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, let me actually go back to the article. Because there's certain things that I've seen that I want to reiterate. So let me go back to the articles. I'm gonna read it again, because he threw me when he did that. I was like, wait, what? You want privacy now, nigga? What the hell going on? Because there's a few things that I noticed. So it says Crystal Smith, Neyo's wife of 6 years, has reportedly filed for divorce amid allegations. He fathered a child with another woman. So that's why I want to do this, because I'm remembering stuff as I read it. I wonder, since they have been actually married for 6 years, I do wonder if what were the what was the psychology of why he cheated? What was the situation surrounding him actually allegedly fathering another child? I wonder what was the situation surrounding that? Was it he didn't feel like he was loved? Was he missing something? Or like someone said in the comments, did he just have a sex addiction and he was just a one night stand, or have a little side chick and she just got she just got pregnant? I don't know. But it says, according to TMZ, Smith filed for the paperwork at an Atlanta courthouse on Monday, August 1st, saying their marriage is broken with no hope or no reconciliation. Now, here's the thing about that. I'm going to be honest with you. Honestly, okay, I'm going to say this. Being completely honest, I big up women in particular. I'm going to say in general, I big up people, but in particular women, for context purposes, that don't tolerate disrespect. Because me and my friends, as of lately, we've been having conversations dealing with. Actually, I'm gonna unshare it because I kind of want to. I want to be very clear. I want to see y'all faces when I say this. Okay, so me and my friends, we've been actually having conversations surrounding relationships, marriages, etc. Right? So the thing is that I said, for me in particular, I'm in a headspace to where I do not want toxicity of any kind. Now, I do understand in relationships, in partnerships, in marriages, whatever suits your fancy, we're all not going to be perfect. We're all going to have our baggage. We're all going to be in a particular space or spot in life where we're not all the way where we want to be. There's always room for improvement. But however, for me in particular, I have gotten to a place to where when I see toxicity, no matter how attractive that you are, it's like a light switch in my brain that turns it off. As in, for example, like if I see somebody that I'm attracted to, I'm like, oh yeah, you look good. Yes, man, you look good. But then I hear the person speak, and for me, I hear indicators of toxicity, or I start to hear certain things. My attraction to them is like turned off, like a light switch. It's more like if you don't pay your electric bill and then you gag when they turn it off. It's one of them type of things. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you how I got to that point. I got to that point to where I am right now because of the fact of when I was growing up and me having my experiences as a queer man or whatever, and not really having relationships or even having companionship, even I would say even at the baby level, at the crawling stage, not literally but metaphorically, y'all, at the crawling phase of having a significant other, holding hands, showing other signs of affection compared to strictly just sexual encounters. So for me growing up, I always wanted a relationship. I was like, oh, I want a relationship. And I'm not gonna lie, at one point in time, it was like, okay, like you really want one, but it wasn't in the context of me wanting one because I was quote unquote lonely. It was and even if that's the case, that's still bad. But however, it's more in the context of wanting a relationship just so I can feel whole, or I felt like I was missing something. It had me feeling quote unquote insecure. It had me thinking that no one wanted me. You get what I'm saying? So how I got out of that actually is because of self-love. Me coming to the realization and to the conclusion that I do not need, not saying that I don't want or I don't desire, but it's not a necessity for me to be with somebody to make me whole. And that's another reason why. But keep in mind, y'all, when I be speaking, I be connecting all my different commentaries and situations that's going on in pop culture and what's going on in media. So if you try to keep up with me, if you're not aware, but that's another reason why what TD Jakes said is very problematic and very distorted because of the simple fact of the sentiments of what TD Jakes said, and keep in mind, I'm gonna give you a synopsis on what he was talking about. Basically, TD Jakes was in the pulpit and he was talking about how women nowadays are more masculine, and you're not praised for your masculinity or your femininity or whatever he said. But he said that basically made the correlation of women, you're not being applauded for being mean, aggressive, possessive, dominant, and basically had a whole bunch of words that had negative. Basically, he had a whole bunch of controversial words with negative connotations attached to them. So the reason why that's problematic is because of the simple fact of, as he continued to speak, basically what he was saying is that if you don't have no need in your life, then I have no purpose in your life. And all in all, what that means is that if you're not broken, I am not whole. And that is where I was able to get out of that, as in feeling like I need to have a quote unquote significant other or a partner on any degree to feel whole. And so that's where that self-love came into effect. And to be quite honest, self-love is really where I got like really to a point to where if I'm attracted to a dude and he say something and he do something, bye. And now I'm kind of to the point to where, girl, I done made this whole commentary about me. But to be completely honest, like I'm kind of to a point to where I actually want to get to the point to where if my spouse is in a situation and somebody's trying to talk to him or trying to get with him, I don't get mad. Because my idea of it now is that if you can get with him, if you can take him, if you can, be with this particular person, even though we made an executive decision and a conscious decision that we were going to be together, we were either talking and we decided we're not going to talk to nobody else, or we're in an actual relationship, we're married. Now, I do understand it's easier said than done. We're married, and you're able to take this other person from their obligation or their vows, then guess what? That person does not belong to me. That person is not meant for me. And to be completely honest, I'm even trying to even get to the point to where changing up the language of saying you belong to me. Like that's possessive as hell. Like you're not my partner. You're not with me. You're not here for me. The point of a relationship is to be it's a companionship. Oh shit, I got people texting me. It's a companionship. And my thing is, why am I going to be in the way of trying to act like, and this is the analogy that I always give, the metaphor, like the example I always give. Why am I going to be the fence around something to guard you and shield you from situations, especially me knowing that whether I guard those things or not, you are a grown adult and you're going to do what you want, regardless if I'm there or not. Regardless if I'm quote unquote shielding you from other people or not, or stopping situations before they get too far or not. That right there is going to let me know where your head is at. So for me, and I will say this, I think another reason why I'm kind of leaning towards that way, maybe because I've seen a lot of women in particular, and I've seen men as well too. I'm gonna say people because I'm making it gender neutral. I've seen a lot of people fight for their partner, but their partner did not fight for them, and that's where the philosophy of I'm not fighting for no man comes from. For example purposes, for example purposes, which means that there has been times where women in particular, but men as well, women in particular have fought for their man but yet their man has not fought for them. I don't want to be that. I do not want to be that person. I do not want to be that person. Now, like I said, it's easier said than done. Which is another reason why I feel like I'm guarded with my emotions. Is because simple fact of when I love hard, and when I'm into a person, I'm into a person. So for me personally, I don't want to be that person of why you always sitting that person face and da 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 and da 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 da. You have free will, because the thing is that I want to type. For me, I want a type of love that I don't want you to feel obligated to stay here. I want you to want to be here. Because if you want to be here versus you feeling obligated to be here, that's two different energies, personally, in my personal opinion. And this is from someone from the outside looking in. This is from someone that's never been married. I never really had a real relationship like that. I never really had really too much of an interaction. Of course, I've had things where I've like dealt with men and stuff like that, but this is from the outside looking in. Now, just so you know, even I might be preaching all this good old baby, I might get in a relationship and completely switch. And I'm praying to God that that does not happen. But let's just call a spade a spade. Things happen. But however, I'm using other people's experiences and I'm taking note. And also with that, and I'm about to use a triggering word, y'all forgive me. Since I am in a sense, I hate using this word. I'm gonna say aware, because I'm about to say woke, because people just throw that anywhere. Since I am aware about a lot of things when it comes down to different systems, racism, how the way that men may think on certain things, women may think on certain things. A lot of times I run into, not all, y'all. Some, not all. Warning, pay attention. Some, not all. I run into incidences where a dude, he may look really good. I'm like, damn, he fine. Damn, he look good. Oh, yes. And then when he begins to speak, it's like a wah, wah, wah. And when I say like get to speak, I don't mean as in his articulation. I don't mean as in his tone. I don't get none of that. His politics suck. And for men, because men, I've actually seen men deal with this as well too. Her politics suck. And so for me, I don't want to get to that point, because my thing is, now I will say this, because I always have to make this distinction as well too. It's different if my spouse or whoever I'm with, my significant other, my partner, if someone's trying to get with them and they keep telling that person, no, I'm in a relationship, no, it's not going to happen, no, you need to chill out, that's something different. Then that's when I'm going to come in. Like, he said chill out, they said chill out, you doing too much, and that's when the stepping in is going to come into effect. But as in regard, now keep in mind, this is where I am right now. So I may tweak this up, I may change it, I may flip it, only God knows. But however, like, I'm not going to be in the business to put a tracking device on you to make sure that you do right by me. I'm not in the business of doing that. And I'm not interested in getting into that industry. No. Okay, let me go through some of y'all comments. Let me see. Let me go all the way up here. Yeah, all the red flags send me running. You ain't lying, girl. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, because it's so easy to stay and go along with the get along, but it's way harder to stand on your respect and move the fuck on when you see nothing gonna change. You ain't right. And that's another thing too, when it comes down to I'm gonna say men like Neo and stuff, when they have a lot of success, that also may play a part as well too. Play a part as in they have a lot of success and having to break up the family. Because, like, here's the thing: when people have money and they're married, it's a lot more that goes into. They have properties, businesses, and it's a lot more that goes into separation and stuff. Not saying that's not necessary. Do what you feel and what you need, and that's another thing too. Because I also have a friend, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why I typically have an issue with this whole idea of you must fight for your marriage or you must take your partner back. In particular, women in particular taking their partner back when they cheat. The only reason why I typically have like a little when it comes down to it. Hold up, yeah, my lips dry. I don't know why the hell every time I get on live, my lips start getting dry. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yeah, the reason why I have like a little when it comes down to that philosophy is because since I am a male and I do identify as a man, I do, even though I'm queer, I still have access to barber shops. I still have access to cookouts. I still have access to my male cousins, uncles, my father, etc. I understand and I know that same philosophy is not being taught to the men at all. Not saying it doesn't happen, but that same philosophy is not being taught to the men. But however, since patriarchy does play a part, we're going to teach the women to stay with their men, and we're going to teach the men to live free. And the reason why I know that, because that's what I was taught. Fuck them all. There's more fish out there in the sea. Lose your virginity early. At your on your 18th birthday, we're gonna bring a stripper in and da 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 da. This is the philosophy that was going around. I respect everyone who says absolutely not, even after they did accept the BS. That's another thing I was gonna say. Is that here's the thing, like, I don't get mad at people who stay. I'm gonna be honest with you. But because at the end of the day, do what you want to do. Do what's best for you. Now, reason being I don't get mad is because I have friends, right? And they be coming to me, they be like, oh, Reckless, I gotta let you, I have to tell you this story about my boyfriend, my significant other, and they go ahead. I just listen. Yep. I completely understand. And then at the end, what should I do? And I tell them, and I always tell them this: why are you asking me what you should do when you know what to do? And even if I tell you what to do, and even if I literally say this nigga ain't shit, even if I say he's not good for you, even if I point out the direct examples of how he has disrespected you emotionally, spiritually, physically, and this also goes for men as well too, because I've had talks with my male friends as well too. Because at the end of the day, even if I do all of those things, if you're not ready to go, you're not going to go. And that's just on period. You ain't going nowhere. So it doesn't matter what I sit up here and I say. I can say he ain't shit. But however, you gonna run your ass back to his ain't shit ass if you're not over him. At the end of the day, now I'm all down you going back if that's the road that's necessary for you to get to a point to where when you're done, you're done. As long as you're not hurting yourself physically, or you're not hurting the other person physically to where you end up in jail. Because sometimes it takes a hard truth, and that hard truth has to break us all the way down. No, right. So yeah, self-love is key, and I 100% agree with that. Self-love is key because you don't. And I'm gonna say for me, because I can't speak for anybody else, but when I started to really get more into self-love in particular, I didn't tolerate a lot more. Like, I didn't tolerate a lot of things. It was easier for me to let things go when they were necessary. It's not like a let go as okay, bye, fuck you. No, it's like oh, okay, you showed your hand. And normally I'll probably be the one trying to trying to reconcile, make it up, like make back up, and really trying to make like put the glue and be the glue. Now it's like, okay, you showed me who you were, you told me what your intentions are, yada yada yada. I still played the fool, and now you still in the same situation of you're gonna disrespect me. You showed me this, that, and third. Now I do understand people grow, but for the current status of what's going on, you showed me everything. So with that being said, I got no choice but to respect it. Okay, deuces, bye. Like I said, it's easier said than done, especially when feelings are involved. I think you can be whole with another person, because ultimately no one is responsible or should be responsible for your happiness but you. That's the thing. And that's another reason why I kind of shit on gender roles, because the simple fact of it's like when people be like, oh, a woman should cook and clean and a man should provide and be protected. Like, here's the thing about it. That's and I already know I've been cussing like a storm up here. That shit is so stupid to me. It's stupid as fuck to me, because at the end of the day, you are a grown motherfucking adult. You need to take care of your own children. You need to be able to feed your own self. You need to be able to fold your own clothes. You need to have your own money. You need to be able to carry your own weight. You need to be able to do that. And that goes for both men and women. You need to be able to do that. Stop depending on somebody else to do it for you. Now, I do understand some people may lack in certain places, but however, you need to still be responsible for that. Stop relying on a woman to cook and clean and do all these things, because keep in mind too, and stop relying on a man to be quote unquote a provider and all these things, because let's be very clear. The reason why these gender roles even existed was because of the simple fact of the times, and also with the times, they did not excuse abuse. The reason why these gender roles existed is because it made practical sense for the woman to take care of the household, because guess what? They couldn't vote, they couldn't get jobs. It made perfect sense for men to quote unquote be the provider, because guess what? They were the only one that could provide. It made sense for women to be in charge of their children, because guess what? Daddy was working. Mom was always home. So a lot, like especially when people nowadays start to talk about these, and don't get me wrong, because I don't I understand that men say all this, you must cook, clean, be submissive, all these different types of other things. But however, women do drink from that fountain too. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. You're an adult. You do it yourself. And I'll be quite honest, that's why I think a lot of times with a stress, now keep in mind, I do understand if people want to live by that and do that, that's on them. And I understand that's something they can do. But however, if it works for them, it works for them. But however, I believe, and it's just me from the outside looking in, trying to be practical, outside looking in, never had a relationship, never had a marriage, nothing like that. Okay, so outside looking in. But that's what I would think that would add more stress. I would think that would add more stress. You're the one solely dealing with the children. You're the one solely cooking all the food. You're the one solely bringing in the funds. Because guess what? If daddy gets laid off or mama gets laid off, who gonna provide? You're the one solely, doing a particular role. Now, like I said again, if that works for your household, that works for your household. But however, let's just be very clear. And even then, when girl, I said this was not gonna be a long commentary, but it looks like it's gonna have to be one. But even then, even when those gender roles were actually present and very much a common thing within households, it did not stop the manipulation and abuse that we actually see through the it's been slightly mutated, but we actually still see it through history, and we actually still see it through Hollywood. As in, for example, I'm just gonna use it for example, y'all. Daddy brings in, he's the provider, but since he's the provider and mom does not have a stable income or any income, and this is another reason, because now things are coming. This is another reason why women, even back in the day, women literally told other women that when they were married, make sure you have an account to stash money for a rainy day, because women were also aware of the abuse of abuse that happened. They were also aware. So the thing is that when you, even in this particular situation, if you take the situation loosely, because we don't know all the details, because remember, it's behind closed doors now. Even if you take this situation loosely, leave out all the specifics, but you take the situation loosely. You have a very successful man, very successful woman. Now, to my understanding, she was like a model, IG model or something like that. She was doing something. And to my understanding, I could be wrong, that she stopped it and she was solely a mother or whatever. Now, I could be wrong about that. But however, let's just take the situation, the example, because I'm trying to paint a picture. And the woman stopped doing what she's doing. Now she has no source of income, or at least enough to where she wants to take her children, live her lifestyle, and also care for herself if things were to go south. So in that, she has to depend on her other spouse. And in that, knowing that you hold that particular sense of power or advantage, come on, advantage, yes, ma'am. Holding that sense of advantage, only God knows what you may do with it. And we see that all the time. Oh, perfect example. Because I was actually going to talk about this, but I can just slide this bad boy right in here. There was a video where a woman got flued out. Come on, flued out. A woman got flued out. And the man has spent a lot of money for her to be here and all the different types of things. And guess what? When she did not want to sleep with that man, he most definitely dropped her back off to the airport. And I don't know, was it a round trip, baby? I don't know if it was a round trip, but he most definitely kicked her ass onto the next flight. And she most definitely spirited her ass back on home. So you have to be the one to be able to take care of yourself. You have to be the one to be able to, I hate this phrase, but I'm going to use it for conversation purposes. Bring something to the table. It's not only because you're bringing something to the table, but it's also it's also insurance for your ass. Just saying. But let's continue. Yeah, I'm okay. We're gonna try to make this commentate an hour, y'all. I no longer place sole responsibility on my significant other like I used to. I learned my happiness is my responsibility. My boo just asked to it, and I agree. That was me, reckless. Lord, I stopped that a long time ago, fighting for a man. I know that's right. I refuse to be in that situation because I've seen it happen too many times. Yes, I see a lot of that with the celebs couples. Too many examples. Krishan be ready to fight over Blueface, and he can care less about when Whack 100 was all in her face. But here's the thing about it. I think the thing is he knows that Whack 100 is not a threat. Like, let's just call it spade. Well, at least he don't think that she's a threat. But I do get the point. The point is that she's ready to throw down. But then when it came down to Her, he didn't give a fuck. And then on top of that, what recently just happened, I got slide this right. Come on, intuition and stuff. Come on, divine, because you helped me out. I can slide this right into the commentary too, because I'm about to talk about that too. When they were outside fighting, he was going upside her head, and she was going upside his. So, that toxicity, I can keep that to yourself. In the words of Aaron, everybody plays the fool. We just have to learn from it if it happens. I guess. Yes, that's why the get to know process matters when dating. That's the thing. Dating is kind of hard in a sense. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing this because I have actually talked to dudes and dated and stuff. It can be hard only because simple fact of people bring their representative like a motherfucker. And then, bitch, wait till your ass get comfortable. You think this the particular person, and all of a sudden, Ike Turner show up. All of a sudden, what's the lady name that took that man for all his money? All of a sudden, a gold digger show up. All of a sudden, I be trying. Let me see. Oh, come on, let's go. It says good moms. Oh, let me do this one. Good moms have to put work into their hands, and they get put work into their minds and hearts as well. That's why being a single dad is so praised, because women know how much that man is putting in. It's just sad single mothers don't get treated the same respect by men. Narcissists know how to mirror. But here's the thing about this particular comment right here. I ain't even finished the article. But here's the thing about that comment right there, as in like getting the same respect by men. That's the rule of patriarchy. The patriarchy is not ever thinking about the cause of all of this stuff. We're just gonna think about the result. We're not gonna hold the men or admit to what men do. What we're going to do, which we're keeping in mind, which is the cause, but what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the effect or the result, which is what women are now assimilating to or become a mutation of. So now we're not going to talk about the pimps. We're not going to talk about the rappers, male rappers. We're not going to talk about male-dominated society. What we're going to talk about, the hoes. We're going to talk about the female sex workers. We're going to talk about the video vixens and how, there's this agenda and the representation of melanated and indigenous women and BIPOC people. We're going to talk about the result, but we're never going to talk about the nucleus of what actually happened. We're going to talk about the gold digger, but we're not going to talk about how we have literally conditioned women to look at men's pockets. And we're not going to talk about how men usually literally use their pockets as a way to get more women. That doesn't make any sense at all. So let me pull this video, this article back up, because I most definitely didn't finish. That doesn't make any sense. Now, don't get me wrong, because I feel like a lot of times when I say this, I guess men really think that heterosexual men in particular, and I'm gonna say queer men too. I'm gonna say people, because even women sometimes, people think that when I say that, they think that in my eyes, women can't do any wrong. I'm very much aware of women. I know women are not perfect. I know that women do wrong. But what we're talking about the nucleus of the issue. You can't tell and make yourself the head of household and then be the leader and then lead. And then now the community or the family is in a shit show. And then get mad when we go after the leader. Does it make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. Because guess what? You led them that way. All right, so let me just finish doing this bad boy. Cause bye. Y'all make sure y'all support me now. All right, let me see. Yeah, so Smith, who has 3 children with the singer, alleges he just recently fathered a child with somebody else. Like I said before, he never denied it. He never ever denied it. So I was like, probably hold some truth. Probably hold some truth. Allegedly probably hold some truth. Okay, so now it says, alleges he just recently fathered a child with someone else. She lists their date of separation as July 22nd and says she's been tending to their children alone ever since. As part of the divorce, okay, here's the thing. Actually, I'm going to read the whole thing. Smith is seeking primary physical custody of their children, joint legal custody, child support, and alimony. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This actually goes straight. I'm so glad I did the Drew Sidora commentary before I actually did anything else, because this literally is a response and also goes with what I was saying in that particular commentary. We cannot sit up here and be surprised that when a relationship doesn't work out, because the simple fact of there are different aspects to a relationship that matter. There are aspects of, you have the mental aspect, the emotional aspect, the spiritual aspect, and also the physical aspect. And I think a lot of times too, and this is not just mutually exclusive to men, but however, people only think about the physical aspect, and they may lack in different aspects when it comes down to a partnership of any kind. That could be friendship, relationship, marriage, platonic, sexual, any aspect. There's other aspects to relationships, not just only physical, not just only mental, not just only a spiritual thing. Is different aspects to them. And that's what I was saying when it came down to a lot of times having a misunderstanding when it comes down to a lot of people thinking that they're there. Yes, you may be there physically, but however, emotionally, you have checked out. You may be there physically, but however, mentally and financially and spiritually or etc., you have checked out. So it can put a strain on the relationship. So, and the next part is really interesting too, because I also said this. It said, as part of the divorce, Smith is seeking primary physical custody of their children, joint legal custody, child support, and alimony. Here's the thing. Remember, I was talking about the whole Jay Lethal thing. Once again, he talks about it all the time. That's the reason I'm speaking on it. And plus, he was very open about his situation. Once again, you're probably going to have a situation probably leaning towards in favor of the wife. Now, I don't know how far she may go with allowing him to see the children if she wins. But however, now she's in a position to where she can possibly, if she wants to, and if it's granted, to fully take away your children. So now that we have an issue of, for those particular fathers that actually go through with this, you actually have an issue of men being the victims of the court system when it comes down to having access to their own children. And women in particular, for conversation purposes, using this particular system as a get back or as a way to quote unquote even out the playing field. To even out the playing field. Oh shit. So, oh shit. There we go. So once again, like I said the last time, I'm gonna say it again. We cannot sit up here and uphold these gender roles And then we believe these gender roles. We reinforce these gender roles. We have these ideas on these gender roles and gender identities and philosophies, and then we feed that to our children and think that there's not people within the White House, within Congress, within the judicial system that also don't believe in those gender roles, gender identities, and gender ideas, and think they don't make legislation based off of that. So now you're in court fighting for the custody of your children and your property, your money. And now we're mad that they're going to be in favor of the woman when we literally tell society that the woman is going to take care of the house. So now that the house and the children are separated, guess where the house and the children are going to be? To her. It's going to her. Now, let me see. See primarily. Yeah. Okay, let me go down. She is stunning. Yes, ma'am. Now it says Smith first aired out her issues with Neo in a since deleted Instagram post shared on July 30th. It read, in part, 8 years of lies and deception. 8 years of unknowingly sharing my life and husband with numerous of women who sell their bodies to him unprotected. Now here's the thing. Like, and this is the reason I probably can't even get past the goddamn commentary. Every time I hear something, I have to say something. Here's the thing. Because someone else, I believe it was Mary. I don't know if it was you, Mary, but one of y'all in the comments literally said that he apparently admitted to the public or admitted somehow that he had a sex addiction. And so that possibly had you guys wondering whether or not he paid for it, or was it sex workers, were just other women who were just fans that really find him attractive? Like, what was the context of these numerous interactions? So the reason being is because let's just say it was a sex addiction. This is the reason why communication, Taylor, okay. This is the reason why communication has to be important. And this is another reason why understanding as well comprehension is very important as well too, because the thing about it is that I can talk to you all day. I can say whatever needs to be said all day. But however, if I'm speaking English, but you understand Spanish, what progress are we going to make? So I don't know the specifics as in if he actually stated that he was, he had a sexual addiction and he wasn't being pleased at the house to her directly and they had a private conversation, or he just did what he did, or he slipped up, or whatever people say. So I don't know. Now I'm gonna continue. Every last one of them. To say I'm heartbroken and disgusted is an understatement. To ask me to stay and accept it is absolutely insane. The mentality of a narcissist. Now keep in mind, like this, that last, like, bitch, I feel like, what I feel like? I feel like the pastor. How the pastors, when they read their Bible and like they have a person read, they'll be like, read, and the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. They'll be like, stop. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Continue. And then, like, every single word they have to interject. That's how I feel right now. But I will say this, is that I want you guys to pay attention to the last thing. Well, one of the last line I just said. To ask me to stay and accept it is absolutely insane. The mentality of a narcissist. The reason why that I want you guys to pay attention to that, because that is literally what stood out to me when I literally said that this is the result of a philosophy being fed to a particular gender, but not saying but it's not mutually exclusive, but being fed up to a particular gender. And then that gender abiding by that philosophy, but then realizing later on down the line that philosophy is sometimes, or sometimes most, can be used as a tactic of manipulation. Stay with that man. That's a good man. Stay with that man. He done cheated on you. Stay with that man. Work it out. Work on your marriage. And I do agree. If you want to work on your marriage and you do want to work it out, work it. Work it right now. Work it. Work your set. But the issue, and I have to keep pressing the gas on this, but the issue comes into effect is that same philosophy is not always fed onto the other side. So a lot of times if a woman is in a situation where she cheats, men are more likely to leave. Men are more likely to not quote unquote in the old terminology, be a ride or die. And this also is okay. For example, right here, this is a perfect example. Perfect example would be Remy Ma. When Remy Ma left and went to prison for all that time, that's the reason why people were surprised that Papoose, come on, Black Love, Papoose, to our knowledge, at least for the most part, in my knowledge, because I could be wrong, was faithful. And he stood by her side because it's not a known thing. It's known for women to do it. And kind of now it's kind of getting to a point to where women are like, bitch, if you stay with him, you stupid. But it's a known thing that women have done it. Women have stood by men that were in prison. Women have stood by men that were on trial. But it's not really a common thing for men to reciprocate that exact same thing. Not saying that it doesn't happen. Now, the next thing it says, I will no longer lie to the public or pretend that this is something that it isn't. I choose me. I choose my happiness and health and my respect. Come on, respect. And here's the thing too. I was talking to, who was I talking to? Oh, I was talking to Conscious. I was talking to Conscious, and we were discussing and talking about how Beyonce, her career and the infidelity and stuff. And so he was telling me that one of the things that made him respect Jay-Z, because Jay-Z apparently he was on an interview or whatever. Now keep in mind, I'm just taking it for what I was told, to be honest with y'all. But I like the message within it. Follow the message, leave out the specifics, y'all. And apparently Jay-Z was on an interview and he was asked about how did you feel knowing that Beyonce was going to release an album, Lemonade, that talked about you having infidelity and how people was going to respond to it. And basically, all in all, what he said is that I really wanted my family. I messed up. I really, really crossed the line. But however, I really wanted to fight for my marriage. I really wanted to, really keep what I had going. So he said that if he had no issue with her releasing that album, if that was what was needed for her to heal. And so that's the thing. It's like, Neo, you want all this to be done in privacy, but however, you cannot put rules and regulations how people respond. You messed up, allegedly. But however, you still ain't denied. But allegedly, you messed up. And since you messed up, you can't get mad at her blasting you about the stuff that you do. Because the thing about it, and let me just be honest about it. Another reason why celebrities, spouses, partners, they blast the partner, in particular celebrities, is because of the simple fact of a lot of times celebrities are so worried about their image and their status, and they use their image and their status at times, use their image as their status as a way to have access to commit the infidelity. Because of your image, you probably have access to more men or more women. Because of your image, you have access to people. But since that is what you use and that's what you care about is your image, now I'm going to blast your image. Not saying that it's right or wrong. But that's just the reality of things. I'm going to blast your image. Like I said, not saying that it's right or wrong. So let me continue. Neo responded the following day with a request to keep their marital issues private. Like I said, that motherfucker had the nerve. If niggas not gonna have anything else, they gonna have audacity. Okay, for the sake of our children, my family and I will work through our challenges behind closed doors. He wrote, "Personal matters are not meant to be addressed and dissected in public forums. I simply ask that you please respect me and my family's privacy at this time." Once again, you can't ask people to protect your family and respect your family's privacy. Keep in mind, knowing that you are a celebrity, knowing that how the industry treats celebrities and family members, including children too. So don't expect it. You can request it, but I wouldn't expect it, or respect even results after that. But at the end of the day, that's your responsibility to protect your family. That's your responsibility to think about those things. Neo later posted a video on Instagram stories featuring an audio clip that goes, "Even if you hear a bad story about me, first understand there was a time." Come on, Michael Jackson. Remember the time when we fell in love. I was good to those people, but they won't tell you that. Smith's divorce petition comes just 4 months after the couple renewed their vows in 6 years after they had made the union official. Here's the thing. Let me just do this, cause girl. Let me just stop sharing this for a second. Here's the thing. You have lost your everlasting mind, girl. Boy. Well, not boy, because I don't like calling men boy, because that's like a racial term. You have lost your mind, sir. Even when he was saying that, where was it? Him saying the whole thing of, and I said this before, at one point in time, I was doing right by these people, but they won't tell you that. That's fine and all. And I do understand that may also add context. I understand that. But however, that does not excuse what you're saying right now. That does not excuse what's going on, what's in the media. That doesn't excuse, like, the thing is, I don't know, like, I don't get it. It's like people want to do the action, but they don't want the label. You want to allegedly, because you didn't deny it, you want to allegedly step out of the relationship, marriage. You want to allegedly commit adultery, allegedly involve yourself in infidelity, but then you don't want the label of actually doing those things. Because that's, at least for me, that's the real reason why he wants those private matters, those family affairs in the background. Because he don't want the public to get a hold of it and start having their opinions. That's the real reason why. You already know they was gonna get a hold of it. Let me do this. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Me and this girl, I just be killing it with this Let me see. Let me go through some of your comments. Oh, this is what I want to say. Good thing I looked at the comment, and I don't know, it had nothing to do with what I was about to say, but it reminded me. Here's another thing. Because I was seeing in the comments too. Now, y'all fill me in. Let me see, can I even find an article for that? I was actually, I saw in the comment section where people was actually going at Crystal and saying stuff like, you know, how you get them is how you lose them. So basically, what I heard is that, well, basically what I was seeing in the comments. I ain't say this, y'all. What I was seeing in the comments is that apparently, allegedly, Crystal was with Neo while he was still with his ex-wife or something like that. Now I don't know if that's true or not true, but apparently she denies it or whatever. But I do remember seeing those particular comments in the comment section. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is. But however, if that is the case, let me say this: if that is the case, then not wrong, not wrong. And that goes to another reason. Come on, I was over there scratching like one of them CDs, but honestly, like, this also goes to another reason why it's like I take people for who they are. Like, when people show me who they are, I try my best to accept it as is. Now, I do understand we are people, we're multifaceted. I understand all of that. But however, I also know that certain signs, went from his ex-wife to Crystal. Okay, so were they still married? That's the thing. Or were they still married? I get it, but we still don't want people thinking they don't deserve empathy. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's the thing. For me, I still feel bad for people that still end up in situations like that. I still do. But once again, it's a lesson for you to learn. Oh, so they was no, okay. So here's the thing: were they still married legally on paper, but they just weren't together, or were they still married and it was like an underground thing, and they found it was like a big blow up or something? Because that's the thing. Okay, but here's the thing I want to say too. That I also want to say. Okay, this chat still drying up on my lip. Jeez, let me get together over here. Because it was somebody I was about to say. Oh, the first. Oh, so they were still messing around when they were. Oh, wow. Okay, I know. Well, see, they got confirmed. But here's the thing: when it comes now, this is the reason why I try to accept people for who they are when they show me that. When they show me certain things, is because the simple fact of, if let's just say, because I don't have firsthand knowledge. I'm just doing based on what I'm hearing. Okay, let's just say that he did. Let's just say he did actually have his ex-wife, and he did leave his ex-wife strictly on the basis of being with Crystal, or they was messing around with each other while he was still married. If he's doing that to the ex-wife, what makes you any different or thinking that he would not do it to you? Then on top of that, like forgive me, y'all. My mind is working. My mind is working. This also goes to the idea of thinking, and this is my personal belief. I could be wrong, y'all. So reckless logic is saying this. This is also goes to the point of people believing that it takes a particular person for someone to change. So let me contextualize this. The saying, or I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this before, but once again, this is gender neutral. It can happen for both genders. But however, the idea of thinking that, let me contextualize it, a man will change for one woman, that idea is going to that idea of thinking that, oh, I could change him. But the thing about it, he has to be willing and wanting to change. Not saying that with that whole idea, I literally just said, not saying that the being willing and trying wouldn't happen. But however, to maintain what you're doing, you're gonna have to, and I'm gonna say this again, you're gonna have to want to do it for yourself. Because guess what? When you do it for yourself, guess what? You don't have to worry about nobody else. Come on, I should be a rapper. Come on. Remy Ma should be scared of me. Okay, come on, bars. But if you do it for yourself, you don't have to worry about nobody else. And this also goes to another reason why when people have relationships, they break up marriages. Now, I do understand I halfway understand part of the sentiments of what they're saying. You waste my time. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But then when they say things like, I did this, I did that, I did yada yada, I did blah blah blah, blah blah blah, that's where I'll be like, I can get that, because you're actually saying that you sacrifice. But however, a lot of times when it comes down to certain things, if you do it for yourself and it's part of your ethic or your morale or morals, then you wouldn't feel that bad about doing it. Because it's gonna have, because you're gonna have more of an idea of, I'm gonna do it regardless you're here or not. Yeah, it may suck that this particular person had access to that, but it would not sting as much, in a sense. Oh Lord, y'all. Oh Lord, y'all, Lord. All right, so to be completely honest, that is really it for my commentary for today, y'all. Hey Tracy, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm gonna say what's going on to everybody in the chat, everybody that's coming in, going out. What's going on, Mary? What's going on, Tracy? What's going on, PhD? Because that first B word, I was gonna most definitely butcher it. Dirt. What's going on, Taylor? What's going on, Ty? Yes. Let me see. Baby. What's going on, Ev? How you doing? What's going on, CJ? CJ's daughter. But yes, that's really all I really have to say on the top, at least for right now. And let me say this as well. Let me get this up out my face, okay? Get out my face, bitch. All right, but now let's just say in the end, because let's just say in the end that, let's just say that she's lying. Let's just say that she's trying to do something that's gonna have her to have sympathy points in the media. Let's just say she's doing something that's trying to take away, level herself out to take away the kids away from him. Let's just say she's just trying to get alimony. Let's just say she's just trying to get a divorce. Let's just say, let's jump into the world of conspiracy theories or possibilities. I'm gonna get right back on this exact same live, and I'm gonna drag her for filth. Reason being is because I think a lot of times too, when we start having, I guess, these particular conversations, I think that a lot of times, and I've heard this, men a lot of times believe that we just automatically take the women's side, automatically. And that may have a bit of truth to it. And also, I think it could also be that we understand the experience too, and knowing what's really out there. Not saying that's every situation though, but that's all I'm gonna say. That is it from. Oh, geez, that was not ladylike, bro. Oh, Bejan. You know me spelling out what. tab is using your okay. You know, me spelling out words, it'd be a bit much. I'm over here lacking sleep. I'm about to hit the road. Oh, by the way, y'all, I'm about to hit the road. So y'all make sure y'all pray for me. Pray for y'all. So yeah, so with that being said, that is it. That's all for my commentary video for today. Please make sure you guys are subscribed. Please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys are hitting the notification bell as well. Make sure that you get the notifications. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. But please make sure you guys like this video, like this video, because it really does help me out. If you guys would like to help support me and low-key send me a little bit of gas money, because girl, I'm broke. I'm over here glitching, baby. Send me a little bit of gas money. But if you want to help me out, please. If you can, but of course, you don't always have to be a financial thing or a monetary thing. Like the video, share the video, share this video out to all your cousins. No, let me calm down because I'm over here glitching. Share this video out to all the cousins. Share the video out to all the your uncles. Share the video out to all your nieces, nephews. Send it out to everybody. But with that being said, thank you guys so very much. I will see you guys later, and I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate all you guys. I mean, and thugging it out. Now my computer's slowing down, girl. This is just ghetto. The ghetto in the words of weeks. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys. I really do love that you guys have really stuck it out with me. And with that being said, now my computer's slowing down. Come on. Oh, Lord. Baby. Well, while I'm up here, and I'm up here just venting, let me just vent real quick. Okay, so I actually have a few ideas that I actually do want to take into account. I have a few more ideas that I will be working on when it comes down to the channel. Like I said earlier, please make sure that you look out for my story times. I will be doing more story times. I will be doing more reaction videos, because for me, I like to be very diverse on this particular platform. And in addition to that, why everything is just messing up here. But yeah, so like with me, I want to be very diverse with this platform, and that's what I really want to do. That's what I plan on doing. So I have a lot of ideas that I literally have written them down. I just haven't executed them. I literally have this particular one that I did like a long time ago. It was so long ago I did this poem, and it came out really good. So I'm just gonna do that, edit it, do my little pizzazz on that bad boy, and then once it's done, it's done. Okay, it's bad, but it's not. Oh yeah, but with that being said, I will see you guys later. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so very much.